in their last 5 games. Go on Twitter now and vote. We'll share those results a little later in the show. But let's get to the other side of this matchup, gentlemen. Philly suffered its first home loss of the season after winning 3 straight. And now they've dropped 6 of their last 8. So the Eagles are now the only team in the NFC East with a losing record. Jeff, what's the problem down there in the city of brotherly love?
Boys are hurt. A lot of folks hurt. I mean, you look at this team and how they played early in the season. Wentz obviously has played very good football. Again, last night played really good football. They don't have enough to get by a team like Green Bay. I mean, they're just not enough options, not enough thing. Your running backs hurt. Your 3 or 5 linemen are down. Your defensive backfield's being adjusted because people are hurt. Everything that could go wrong for the Eagles from an injury perspective has gone that way. And then you got you got one of your receivers who's benched and he's healthy. I mean,
Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah. I mean, you're looking for this guy to be the guy, and now he can't even get on the field. To overcome.
This is why it's a rare occasion. I can't believe I'm saying this. I actually disagree with Jeff Saturday. I'm sorry to break it down to you. You said injuries. No. Personnel. That's what it is. The receivers can't play that much outside of Jordan Matthews. Jordan Matthews got hurt yesterday, got hurt in the second quarter, came back, tried to go in the third quarter, couldn't really do it. But what else do they have? If you look at Aguilar, he hasn't produced. What in God's name has happened to Zach Ertz and Brent Selleck? These are 2 tight ends. You got New England, people like that, 2 tight end systems. We know what they can do if you got those guys. We expected and anticipated that the Eagles were going to be able to utilize those dudes. They can't do it. Then you got guys that, you're talking about 5 different changes in your starting lineup. Aguilar was inactive.
Before you move on from the tight ends, let me just say this. Players don't forget how to play. They're not being featured, but those guys don't just stop knowing how to play. They're not featuring them, getting them the ball, making effort to get that.
So what are you trying to say, Jeff? I mean, are we saying that we miss Andy Reid? I mean, what are you saying here?
What are you saying? It's a first-year coach. You have got to get used to what you have and how you're going to do it. Because if you look at what they have, players don't just, I understand the cliff. At some point, all players hit a cliff, but guys don't just stop playing. They have to be featured. They're trying to do different things. They're trying to get other things established. Maybe they're nervous about Wentz and the way he's going to put it. I mean, there's a lot that goes into that. You can't just say
Wentz is the only guy I feel good about it.
Are you too quite done? Would everyone like the answer? Would you like the answer? I can't believe I have to tell a great offensive lineman the answer to this question.
I just said 3 of 5 down.
No.
Go ahead.
No. Before Lane Johnson started serving his suspension, this is a 3-1 team, and the quarterback had a QBR that ranked 17th in the league. That's between Russell Wilson and Kirk Cousins. Think that level quarterback.
Are you about to say what I think you're going to say?
When Lane Johnson went out, since then, they're 2-5. And his QBR,
stop it.
His QBR,
don't be nodding at
his QBR. Hold on,
stop.
I love this.
His QBR.
Oh
we got media.
This is unbelievable.
Who's going inside the numbers?
I can't believe you're going to say this.
His QBR went from 17th to 31st. Now, they say
Lane needs a raise.
I got to get him a raise. Go ahead.
Now, they say correlation is not causality. But damn it, that's a good correlation right there.
I got to stand up for this.
I love
so let me get, hold on.
I love you. I've never heard a right tackle ever be
right tackle.
What happened?
Really? This is unbelievable. So let me get this straight.
They are the third.
Let me get this straight. Hold on. Let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. The Eagles went from 3-1 to 5-6, from first place, sprinting time for first place, to out of the picture in the NFC East because of one offensive lineman.
Lane Johnson.
You love this, don't you?
And I will tell you why.
This is my favorite day I've ever been on this show.
And I will tell you why. Because and by the way, the Eagles' point differential also went from first in the NFL to, what is it?
Man, you can read all the damn numbers you want. Don't tell me no. First of all, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Now, why does that happen?
Go ahead, Max.
Why does that happen? Because the Eagles were holding it together on offense early in the season with spit and bubble gum. And there was a tipping point with a rookie head coach and a rookie who was a quarterback and a rookie quarterback who they were starting. They weren't supposed to have a good season, and they caught lightning in a bottle
for sure
because they could protect the quarterback and even block for the run just well enough that the other parts of the team, including the defense, were able to do their thing. And when they lost their best offensive lineman, second best offensive lineman.
Well, Kelsey's pretty good.
Yep.
Too, man.
Okay, whatever, top two. Okay. When they lost that guy and everyone was looking, let's not pretend that beforehand we weren't like, hey, Lane Johnson's got to serve that suspension. What's going to happen?
Right.
You know what happened? All hell broke loose. It was a tipping point for this team. Jeff Saturday.
I love
Malcolm
you.
Gladwell.
I've never heard anybody.
Y'all are shameful. Y'all got together before this show. This is unbelievable.
Articulate argument about offensive line play. If I had you as my agent, I would have made 3 times. I'd have had a 3 multiplier with you putting that thing together for me. We can look at Manning's number. What I'm not. I would love that.
NFL Live all the time. I watch you on
beautiful.
NFL Live all the time in sports. I have never seen you as happy. I see you right now. So
I'm coming to this show regularly now.
Let's just analyze this for our viewing audience here. So let me get this straight.
I'm with him.
We got Carson Wentz. We got Darren Sproles. We didn't have that Ryan Matthews last time. I'm just talking about overall the season. All right. We got the Jordan Matthews. All right. We got Jim Schwartz as a defensive coordinator. We got Malcolm Jenkins and Fletcher Cox and Carwin and the crew.
Hey,
we got all of these dudes.
Hold on. Just guys.
So let me get this straight. The Philadelphia Eagles, figuratively speaking, have fallen off the cliff. Right?
Yeah.
Because of one offensive lineman.
Big Lane.
This is what we're saying.
Do you know
this is what we're saying to the national audience right
the
here.
idea of the blind side, which became, the blind side was a big deal, and the movie and the whole thing.
Yeah.
In fact, when Casey Joyner, the football scientist, studied this, you know what he found? It's unless you're facing an elite defensive end, right end, the left tackle is a little bit overstated their importance. The most important thing is that you're strong throughout the line. And the problem is if you have a glaring weakness on the line, the defenses will attack that consistently.
And
when you go from a top guy to a sub-replacement guy, that's what happens.
I got him. Let me ask you a question.
I love this. Isn't
it true? And because I'm going someplace here, so don't give me a soliloquy. Just answer my question. Isn't it true that you have complained about the Giants' offensive line?
Yes.
Quite some time? Has that stopped Eli Manning? Has that stopped Eli Manning and Odell Beckham Jr.?
Yes.
I'm sorry. What's their record? What's their record? Have they been winning football games?
Better with a better offensive line.
I'm not denying that they wouldn't be better with a better offensive line. I am saying to you, we have lamented.
Give Wentz Odell Beckham Jr.
Wait a minute. We have lamented, by the way, I saw him last night, told me to tell you what's up. The point is this. We sit up there, right? We have lamented Green Bay, New York, various other teams. We've raved about Dallas, Oakland, to a lesser degree Pittsburgh and the offensive line. But we've lamented on many, many occasions suspect offensive lines. Period. And you're telling me because of one dude at right tackle, makes a difference with you. Got to be. You should be ashamed of yourself. See, that's what it is. You're feeding the ego right there.
Well,
y'all collaborated before the show. This is unbelievable. Y'all gonna say that with a straight no. I know Lane Johnson's big time, but one right tackle.
I want to say something about this. This reminds me in all sports, defense wins championships. But when the 04 Pistons are rampaging through the playoffs and people see the Lakers, the Lakers are going to kill them. Do you believe it or not? If we believe that the offensive line, and I believe it is the foundation. Look at the Cowboys.
So do I. I didn't say offensive line. I didn't say offensive line. I said an offensive lineman.
Because that
could be
the tipping point
that makes guys move.
I understand that, but the point is
with a rookie quarterback,
it don't shift you from 3 and 1 to 5 and 6.
Apparently, it does.
No, I don't.
The numbers don't lie.
Have you seen the?
Did you read the football scientist?
Forget it. No, I have not. Let me say this to you. Have you seen? Have you seen the Philadelphia Eagles secondary? Have you seen these two guys that they have? I mean, it's a Leotis McKelvin and Nolan Carroll. Did you see what happened to them last night? You got Malcolm Jenkins, who's your safety. He's your third quarterback in this situation. Right. You got this kid, Jalen Mills, that's coming off the bench. You're wondering what he's going to be able to do. And he actually did a better job than the dude started for you. There's no Lito Shepard here. There's no Bobby Taylor here. There's no Troy Vincent here. The days of the Philadelphia Eagles elite secondary are over. What are y'all talking about?
Don't just throw that last night all on the DBs. That line, the defensive line didn't make hay getting getting to Aaron Rodgers. That is
Fletcher Cox and them didn't do their job either. I totally get it. I told Baldwin, Fletcher Cox,
try to go protect against
Graham and those boys. They didn't do their job. They didn't do their job.
You're not wrong about that. Of course, you're not wrong. You miss it. It's not the only thing. But if that's the difference,
the tipping point.
But if it's the tipping point. If that's the difference between 1 or 2 losses, even 1 loss, and all of a sudden you're 6-5 instead of 5-6, you still have a season.
All right.
Oh, my Lord.
He comes back last
end of the year, yeah.
Okay, let's bring it all
back. So Lane Johnson comes back.
Well, we'll see.
Things will be so much better. You've got to be kidding me.
All right, so Matt says Aaron Rodgers is back. You guys said he never left. Jeff, thank you so much for being with us.
Bye, Jeff.
Really
Bye, Jeff. Bye, Jeff.
All right, let's leave it there. You know who else never left? Russell Westbrook, carrying the Thunder to a win over the Knicks with yet another triple-double. It's all he does, but how far can the rest best carry OKC this season? Find out that next. And with Dak Prescott taking control of the Cowboys offense, many have said Big D should trade Tony Romo. But former quarterback Joe Theismann says a buyer beware.
Any general manager that would make a deal for Tony Romo shouldn't keep their job as a general manager. I mean, it's